Is it true? They can cure us?
Yes, Rogue, it appears to be true.
No, Professor. Nothing's wrong with you. Or any of us, for that matter.
Would have killed the professor if he'd given me the chance.
Charles Xavier did more for mutants than you'll ever know.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
You heard it up top. To me, my normie listeners, you ready to activate that X gene? Because we are returning to our long-form series as we're covering the third entry in the X-Men cinematic universe. It's X-Men The Last Stand here on Normies Like Us with your hosts, Alingel. Flap, 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 flap.
It's the Mike Vereen, bub.
Oh,
Hey.
wow.
We're back.
Snick.
Snick. Yep.
And this is Jake Nito. To me, my normies.
Ooh.
Oh, don't rip all the bones out of my body, please, Jake Nito.
Oh,
Oh, I'm going to.
Oh, no, I hope you don't.
smell your adamantium from a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. As you can see, I'm wearing my X-Men 97 shirt. It only took me 3 movies to remember that I had this shirt and to wear it for these episodes. So
Hell yeah.
that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
And I almost forgot Mike's mic toppers.
Oh,
Oh,
you gotta
no.
get your
it's a
mic
disaster.
topper.
And now it's official.
He's got his claws. He's got his X-Men symbol.
It's
We're
Cerebro.
ready now.
He's put it on. He's turned it on.
It's official now. We're here
Ready
for the
to
last
go.
stand. Yes.
That's right. We're talking The Last Stand, X-Men 2006. The final X-Men movie
Ever.
right? Ever in this trilogy of the original cast.
It says it. Last Stand. It must
It
be.
is the last stand. There couldn't be another stand.
No more stands.
Yes, this is 2006's X-Men: The Last Stand, directed by Brett Ratner.
Director of Melania.
Known for his hit documentary Melania.
Yes. And
Always
nothing
forget.
else. Yeah.
That's right. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, but yeah, we're fans of the X-Men generally on this podcast. This is our long form, of course, where we're revisiting anticipation of Doomsday, every single X-Men film. So we've done
That's
the
right.
original, X2, X-Men United, and now The Last Stand. Here we are.
And what a time to be talking X-Men. I think this is the year of X-Men right now because we
Mhm.
have X-Men 97, which we will be talking about in 3 weeks from now. We have the trailer for Doomsday just dropped, heavily featuring the X-Men, of course, the original cast, our
Mhm.
guys that are all 60 to 80 years old on average.
James
no,
Marsden's
is it-
54, right?
Oh my god! But isn't Ian McKellen like 90? Jacob, isn't he like 91?
Probably,
Like, that's
yeah.
so scary.
Yeah, they got to
see.
get that universe pruned
He's 87.
right out of there.
Oh, he's 87. Wow.
Patrick
Jeez.
Stewart is 86.
Wow.
So, yeah, lots of X-Men in the news, and we've been watching X-Men 97, of course. We've been loving that show. Very excited to talk about that in a couple weeks.
Yep.
And we're revisiting all the old movies leading up to Doomsday, like you said, Colin.
And
And
coming up,
today, yeah, we're talking The Last Stand.
yeah, even the coming weekend of this posting, the new Spider-Man comes out. That is heavily rumored to be maybe backdooring an X-Man character into it. So
That's right. We
very much
potentially
summer of
get
X-Men.
a new Jean Grey, and we're going to be talking heavily about Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix, today, probably.
Yeah,
So,
not the only
yeah,
mutant
the
gene
last
we'll be
one.
talking about. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. She is a mutant Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a relationship to this film? Have you seen it a bunch? Have you seen it before?
saw
I
it
had not
once.
seen this movie. I saw it maybe more than once, but I have not seen it in a long time. I basically just remember hating it and it having a
Mhm.
terrible reputation. And I went on Letterboxd to look, what did I give this movie previously? What did I rate it? And I went on, first of all, it has higher scores than I would have thought. Our friend Joe gave it a 3 stars, a generous 3
Oh.
stars.
No.
I looked at what I had previously rated, a half a star, the lowest
Wow.
Half
rating
a
you can
star.
I'm
half a
actually
star.
proud of you. That's actually
And
really
you know what?
good, Jacob.
I stand by it. Actually, I might go as high as a star, and that's being charitable. I'll give it an extra half star. But yeah, I
Got
really
it.
hate this movie for what it does to several characters. I think it's really just a really bad story. And like I think the cinematography and everything looks fine. The action is fine, it's all fine, but the story is what kills it for me, and how they ruin several characters in this franchise, basically in one movie.
Right. I remember seeing it in the theaters once, and I just felt so disappointed by it, and I was like, just never again. And I really haven't revisited it. Maybe it was on TV or something, but I remember just coming out of the theater like, what a fucking letdown. But I don't know, Colin, what's your history with this?
We're finally entered territory of I don't own it on physical media. I own the last two on DVD. Spoiler alert, the next couple I own on Blu-ray. But I did tell you guys recently we did get to hang out, and I told you this story that I will share on the podcast now, that when this film was released in theaters, I was a young man working with my best friend at a local theater, and we were in the green room of a 2-person show, and we were pumping each other up, being like, X-Men, X-Men 3, X-Men, can't wait. It's going to be incredible. It's X-Men. And you didn't know about like director changes or anything at this time.
Right.
You kind of just knew like that the cast was returning and that stuff. And one of the man who was in the play opened the curtain and said, just so you guys know, I've seen the movie, and get ready to have your heads blown because it pushes the technical expertise of film in a way that no movie ever has before. And you're going to see Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen look like 20-year-old men who just stepped off the stage of doing King Lear. And both me and my friend went, whoa.
Whoa.
And we're like really hyped to see the movie because of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the result? How did you feel after you saw it?
It was the first movie to use these de-aging effects on that scene, so it was groundbreaking in that sense. Now, whether those effects hold up today, I don't know.
I won't spoil my kind of first reaction. We'll get over to it. I'll say I pretty much am on the exact same page as you, Jacob.
Okay.
It's interesting to cover a film that maybe this is the worst film we will kind of ever cover in sort of a way, for a certain subset of what these kind of films are.
This is a definite low point in the franchise. In a franchise that has several low points, I think you could argue. So it's just one of several low points. And I'm excited. Once we finish this long form series, we'll do our rankings of all the X-Men movies and see where they pan out. But unfortunately, there are several X-Men movies that I think are just pretty terrible, and this is one of them. So I'm interested to rewatch movies like Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, which I haven't even seen Dark Phoenix, to see how they might compare to this movie. I hated Apocalypse so much that I said no thank you to Dark Phoenix.
I never saw that either.
Remake of this movie, some people say.
Yes. Well, it is. Yes, it's of course dealing with the Dark Phoenix storyline from the comics, and actually this movie primarily is adapting two storylines, which is Gifted, which is Joss Whedon's storyline, which is the Cure in the comics, and then of course Dark Phoenix, famous storyline, Chris Claremont, I believe.
That was teased at the end of the last one. You see a shadow of a phoenix under the water, so they were kind of planning this all along. And this is kind of the payoff of this trilogy, I guess, of the X-Men movies.
So let's, we get into it, and then I'll explain more about the directing and behind-the-scenes changes and that sort of thing.
Snicked, we're back. We're talking what should probably be called Wolverine in the X-Men Last Stand here.
Yeah,
that's
honestly.
right. I was thinking while watching this, like, unless your name is Wolverine, your character was probably done dirty by this movie, because basically every other character in this movie is just like horribly, dealt with, either killed off or just character assassinated in some way. So I'm excited to talk about it. But
if you even have anything to do in the first place, there's a lot of characters not doing anything.
Right. And part of that was because of the rushed production schedule of this movie. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about the behind the scenes of this movie. Basically what happened is Bryan Singer, who directed the first two movies, BS as we call him, decided, well, first of all, Fox was already reluctant to bring him back due to his
Sex
sort of
pestness?
erratic behavior on the first. Not even that, just his,
Like his kind of alleged
hard
drug
to deal
use and
with-ness.
being hard to work
On
with.
the set of the first two movies, he was using painkillers, which made him hard to deal with. Halle Berry like got so mad at him at one point she like walked off set for a while on X2, and so they were already like reluctant to bring him back. And then he basically came to them and said, "Hey, guess what? I'm not coming back. I'm going to go direct my Superman movie, Superman Returns." And they said, "Okay, thank you very much. Go do that." And so they had another director, a guy named Matthew Vaughn, lined up to direct, right? Matthew Vaughn, a British guy, mainly known for working with Guy Ritchie on movies like Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
In a previous episode, I couldn't draw the name The Kingsman. I was trying to talk about the
Kingsman.
Kingsman
Yeah.
franchise. Obviously, he's well known for
That's
that.
his franchise.
Yeah.
And he will go on to, of course, direct X-Men First Class. But he was originally signed on to direct this movie and actually was working on it in pre-production, but then stepped away for various reasons and sort of left Fox to be like last minute searching for a replacement director. They went through a lot of candidates, including Joss Whedon, who actually turned it down because he was making a Wonder Woman movie, which never panned out, obviously.
And that's Joss Whedon to direct, not to write.
Yeah, to write and direct, I think.
Wow.
But he was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's adapting his comic book storyline for X-Men. But he was writing a Wonder Woman movie at the time that he had planned to direct. That didn't end up happening. They also went out to people like Zack Snyder, Mike's favorite, who was already committed to 300 at the time. They went out to Guillermo del Toro, who was already committed to Pan's Labyrinth. They offered it to Peter Berg. So they went through a bunch of different candidates. Alex Proyas, another one.
Right.
So eventually, they went through all these options. Eventually, they landed on Brett Ratner, director of Rush Hour and Rush Hour 2, and Red Dragon. So obviously replacing one sex pest with another sex pest.
Good
Great
job.
track record there.
Yeah.
Brett Ratner, famously, of course, in the Me Too era, was accused of basically some bad stuff, and in the process, he ended up moving to Israel, where he now lives. So apparently, this is what all the Hollywood sex pests do once they're outed. They immigrate to Israel. So I don't know why, but
that's what he's doing. He's making Melania now, getting all these canceled directors. The right wing is like, let's bring him out of he's going to make Rush Hour 5 or whatever.
That's right. Donald Trump is mandating that they make a new Rush Hour.
So he's having a renaissance of the sex pest, Brett Ratner, yeah.
I also do want to say I really like Red Dragon. We've talked about Hannibal in the past. I think that's a really cool adaptation.
An interesting connection there, of course, he made Red Dragon, which was previously adapted as Manhunter, starring Brian Cox, who was in X2.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I also want to shout out, Jacob, if you saw that this is the first film written by Simon Kinberg, and Simon Kinberg is going to be somebody we really go on to talk about so much, as he literally directs the remake of this film. He directs Dark Phoenix.
Whoa. I was thinking about this one. Why did they just have Brett Ratner? Not Brett Ratner. Fuck Brett Ratner. David Hayter. Like, let him direct it. He wrote the last one. It was pretty good. Why was his name not on the list? But
they kick him off. He doesn't even get to write it, Mike. It's so sad.
Exactly right. And
this one is shows written by, like you said, Colin, Simon Kinberg and Zach Penn. And this is the first. Zach Penn worked on X2, but this is the first X-Men project for Simon Kinberg, who would go on to work on basically every other X-Men movie after this, culminating with him directing Dark Phoenix, like he said. But I believe he also wrote First Class and Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. So
it's crazy how you can just fail upwards so easily in Hollywood. Like, you made this thing. It was a piece of shit. You should be attached to this project and property for the rest of your career.
Yeah, and I'll just do a quick shout out of yes, we just said that Mike has a nemesis in Zack Snyder. Jacob, you've listed off your many nemesises, including one who's going to direct a very big Ghost Rider film here coming up pretty soon. But I hate Simon Kinberg so much, and recently it was announced that he was the guy who was going to do like episode 10 or whatever like the new Star Wars movie was. I just remember being so heartbroken. But
Yes.
again, there's no way that's moving forward because obviously Star Wars is a absolute fucking disaster zone. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, they've announced a lot of different projects, so who knows what's going on with that. But yeah, it is crazy that this is the first movie in the X-Men series he wrote. Before this, he wrote Triple X State of the Union, which is the sequel
Hmm.
of Triple X,
Wow.
and Mr. and
Xander
Mrs.
Cage?
Smith, starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. So those are
Mm-hmm.
his only two credits before X-Men: The Last Stand. He comes on, writes the worst X-Men movie yet, and then becomes the X-Men guy because they just keep
even
him
the kids
around
dreamed him.
Yeah.
for every movie until Dark Phoenix. So it's like, what the hell? So you really can just fail upwards.
Yeah. Incredible.
But yeah, Simon Kinberg and Zach Penn, who were hired to separately work on different drafts, which is a common thing they do in Hollywood where they pit kind of two screenplays against each other. But then they said, well, let's just work together and write one screenplay. So they did that. They wanted to, of course, adapt the Dark Phoenix Saga and Gifted. But they only had 7 months to complete the script. Again, the rush production schedule is again because of the changes behind the scene and also the producers basically being like, you know what, Bryan Singer is going to go do a Superman movie. We're going to make this movie and it's going to come out before Superman. It's going to make more money than Superman.
Fuck you.
Right.
So they were really trying to stick it to Bryan Singer, which caused this crazy rush production schedule, which caused several of the actors, because they already had scheduling conflicts, to have severely reduced roles, including, of course, James Marsden, who went with Bryan Singer to star in Superman Returns,
Co-star.
as well as, yes, well, he wasn't Superman, right?
Right.
But as well as Mystique
Yep.
and trying to remember. Oh, Anna Paquin as Rogue,
That
who
makes
both
sense.
had, and Rebecca Romaine as Mystique, both had scheduling conflicts, which is why they're barely in this movie, and why Rogue has this shitty storyline where she leaves for most of the movie and then comes back and is like, I got the cure, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So spoilers for this X-Men movie, but
Yes.
it is wild how bad it is. And like because of those reasons too, like you have to write somebody out. And coming off of X2, I'm just like, oh my God. But it does feel dysfunctional, especially when you're trying to make the big finale and we have characters like Porcupine Man. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's so bad.
Kid
Yes.
Omega, Mike.
Kid Omega, I'm
Technically
sorry.
Kid Omega, even though he is nothing like the real Kid Omega at all, which we'll talk about.
We'll get into it, yeah.
Ken Leung, an actor I like,
But wow, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, what was I about to say? I can't remember. But
Well, I
yeah,
just think we're dealing with...
Plot.
Well, we have two storylines too, which is messy, and you can feel it. Like, we want to do the Cure storyline,
Yes.
we want to do Dark Phoenix, and neither one is served properly the
Well, that's
attention
the
it
thing.
needs.
I went into this with an open mind. I was like, okay, maybe it's not as bad as I remembered. I'm
Hmm.
gonna go in with an open mind. And Normies, let me tell you, it is as bad as I remembered. It absolutely holds up that it is as bad as I remembered. And I hate what they do with the Dark Phoenix storyline. I hate what they do with Cyclops, what they do with Professor X, what they do with Magneto. All these characters are just ruined. So
It has
anyway,
moments sometimes with the action that I'm like, oh, that was kind of cool. That was neat. But
yeah,
it never goes
there's
beyond
some
that.
good
Like,
moments.
yeah, there's one particular thing I'll talk about later. There's like one pretty good action sequence kind of in the middle.
And again, I think it looks fine. Like, I think the action is good, the cinematography is good. It's just, to me, the story and the plot is so bad that it kind of ruins. And again, Bryan Singer basically left the franchise without any kind of plan of what to do with the third movie, other than some vague idea of doing Dark Phoenix. So he didn't really leave any kind of outline or anything, and never even really considered it a trilogy, which is why he wasn't that excited to come back to do the third one. But then after it came out, he was like, he ended up really regretting not doing the third one and doing Superman instead. After seeing it, he's like, "Oh, maybe I should have stayed and done it." But
Yeah.
let's get into the plot of
Yeah,
X-Men: The
yeah.
Last Stand.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, well, like you said, so it's adapting these two storylines, and again, it's so overkill that you have the Dark Phoenix stuff and the Cure stuff, and the Dark Phoenix stuff takes over so much of the plot that the Cure is almost like an afterthought, and I think that's the more interesting plot line that they should have focused on, but instead they're obsessed with this Dark Phoenix. And again, I don't think they didn't do a good job of adapting the Dark Phoenix storyline to begin with, because Jean Grey just essentially comes back to life. She previously sacrificed herself to save the others. She comes back and just goes crazy and turns evil for no reason, with no motivation, no explanation.
No,
Kills
it's
Cyclops.
bonkers.
Yeah.
But hold on. Let's go back to where we start with this movie, because the first thing that opens this film is very X-Men-y, and it's maybe the one thing I will compliment is the Danger Room. We open with the Danger Room.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
We do get the Danger Room.
On our last two movies, I mentioned that they wanted to include the Danger Room, but due to budgetary reasons or whatever reasons, they weren't included. So finally, we get a Danger Room scene in this movie.
Yeah, we get a Sentinel robot, we get a fastball special, we get Colossus, we get Kitty Pryde, it's Storm. We're doing a classes in session, but it opens as if a cold open, like, oh, this like is Terminator timeline, like things are really dark, and then you find out later that it's the Danger Room. Yeah, I think that I like that sequence.
Yeah.
It's fun for what it is.
That is a good Danger Room sequence. Like you said, fastball special, that'll come back in the third act, of course, sort of a foreshadowing. With Colossus. Now, Colossus, of course, one of Colin's favorite, one of his favorite guys, right?
He has less lines in this movie than the second movie.
Mike as well. Yeah, but you get a
But I do love Colossus.
I mean, he's around.
You get the action.
As a kid, I was satisfied by this.
He's on the team, yeah.
Number one, he gets to join them along with Kitty Pryde and Iceman as like the junior members of the X-Men at the end. What I don't like about it is he's not Russian. He doesn't have a Russian accent. Colossus, of course, famously a Russian guy, and he's just a normal guy. So I don't know.
No accent. Yeah. But he gets a little bit more to do here, and as a Colossus fan, I like that. With the third act, I have a lot of issues with, so I'll save that for that moment. But there's like obvious opportunities that they missed with the way the kind of Brotherhood and the X-Men could have been faced off against each other. So yeah. Again,
I think part of the problem is like they lose so many people. Like Cyclops is gone, Jean Grey is gone from the team because she's evil. So it's really just like Wolverine and Storm, and then the new addition, of course, is Beast, Kelsey Grammer as Beast, as well as Kitty Pryde, Elliot Page as Kitty Pryde.
2 weeks in a row with Elliot Page.
And scrambled eggs. Yay, Elliot Page.
Yeah.
I love Elliot Page.
That's right, Dr. Fraser Beast. And I do like
Mansion.
Yeah.
I do like Beast. I think Kelsey Grammer is great casting as Beast. I as you know, I'm a huge Frasier fan. I like Frasier more than Cheers.
You said the thing you like about him most is his politics, Jacob.
Kelsey Grammer kind of don't love his off-screen persona, kind of like a conservative old guy, but I do like Fraser Crane, Dr. Fraser Crane, but really I like his brother better than him, Niles. So
I will say about this
Beast.
Yeah, I think it's good casting, and I like that they just like cut to on TV. Here's Beast. He kind of works for the government, and it's totally normal. Like we don't have to do this whole thing. It's just like, yeah, the mutants now work in the government as mutant affairs, and because like last time they threatened the president or whatever. Or the time before.
And this one, there's a different president. Yeah, of course, Beast was mentioned in the last movie, but wasn't Kelsey Grammer, of course.
Yeah.
And so where has he been? Where was he in the first two movies? I don't know, but
he wasn't blue.
Yeah, he wasn't blue. He's just a normal guy.
Glasses.
Just Dr. McCoy. But yeah, I like that. Like mutants are integrated into the government now. Like, oh, there has been a little bit of progress made with human mutant relations. Like at the start, like that's kind of what it's set up. You know, like.
Yeah. And maybe, there's a new presidential administration. We have like this Joe Biden-esque old guy now instead
Yeah.
of the last guy. So maybe
Slurping
he's
down
more
ice
accepting
cream,
of the
talk
mutants.
about the mutants.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Well, the William Stryker
Slurping
files.
down ice
Yeah.
cream, talking about mutants.
Listen,
Yeah.
Jack, what are you, some kind of mutant?
You got
They call
tail
him
back
Wolverine,
collar.
Jack. He's got a metal skeleton.
Popcorn was fighting Wolverine.
But of course, we also have Bolivar Trask, played by Bill Duke from Predator and other things.
That's right. Yeah,
Wow.
the Trask Force.
The Trask Force. Now, of course, Bolivar Trask will be played by Peter Dinklage in the younger cast eventually. So we're looking forward to that.
We're gonna get a lot
makes
of Game of
sense.
Thrones crossover in this. Get ready, listeners, for all the Game of Thrones
right.
references.
Hell yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Maybe a different Phoenix, but
Mhm.
yeah. So we start with, of course, as Colin mentioned, the new groundbreaking effect of making Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen look 20 years younger or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's a flashback. They get out of the car. Professor Xavier is walking. He's not even in a wheelchair. And they go into this house. He says, this one's special.
Why do you want me to come for this, child?
Are we going to go to every house, Charles? Yeah.
No, this one's special. And they go in and they meet a young Jean Grey, who is the most powerful mutant, even more powerful than Charles Xavier, because of what she's capable of, right? That's what this movie's all about.
Yeah, so that's going to be the core thing. It's like, what is her power? And the professor trying to, in the act of trying to educate her, is also kind of containing some of her power, and maybe that is what leads to the Phoenix being suppressed and eventually kind of erupting. But we see this recruitment of, you should come to my school. I'll teach you your powers. And I like the bit where she like lifts all the cars and they just dropped. I'm like, oh, they just dropped a bunch of cars for real. Like, that's cool. Yeah.
Stanley, he's watering his lawn.
Oh yeah, Stan, and the water
right.
shoots up. Like, yeah, that's kind of a like iconic little thing. Like this movie doesn't have 0% good. Like, there's some interesting visual stuff going on here with this.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe Stanley and Chris Claremont had cameos as Chris Claremont as well in that scene as a different neighbor. So yeah, we see this flashback of them meeting with Jean Grey. Then it cuts to, we see another new mutant, Angel, right? A young Angel cutting his wings off, or trying to cut his wings off.
Warren, are you jacking off in there again? Oh,
Sure, Daddy.
there's blood everywhere, Daddy. Oh, Warren, I knew it. You're into cutting your dick.
Warren,
but yeah, this
the third
Angel. But this scene, it's like tonally, it's pretty dark. Like the blood and the files, like it's crazy. And this is like, whoa, this is a very X-Men thing. Like, whoa. They don't do a lot because Angel's not in this fucking movie. But when I first watched it, I was like, the first time seeing it, I'm like, oh shit, this is like interesting ideas. Self-hating mutant, like, what's his story going to be?
He has like
not anything.
Yeah, he has a compelling storyline because his father, of course, is sort of the CEO of the company that creates the cure.
Funding
and
it.
So he's funding the cure. Meanwhile, his son is a mutant, and that might be why he's trying to cure them. And obviously, he's sort of ashamed of his son.
To make you not gay anymore.
They made it not gay pill. It is that.
I would argue this in this trilogy. This is kind of the last one that has it as an allegory for being gay, and very much that obviously that is sort of what this cure is. We cut back to X2. Have you tried not being a mutant? Hey, I figured out literally how to make you not gay, right? Whereas I think the other and kind of newer ones kind of shift to an allegory for race, right? So Brian, I think this is maybe the last one that sort of contains a little bit of that messaging.
Pushing that in there,
Yeah, I would say the new cast kind of gets away from that because maybe it was covered so well in these movies that it's like, well, what else can we add to that hasn't already been said? But yeah, this is very much in the mutants are LGBT essentially. And so, this becomes the moral question of, they made a vaccine to cure gayness, right? Would you take it or would you not take it? And the question becomes whether, well, there's nothing to cure because there's nothing wrong with you. You're
That's
just
exactly what
different
Storm
than other
says, right?
people.
There's nothing to cure because
Right.
there's nothing wrong with us. So that theme is very like on the nose, I guess, for the
Yeah.
X-Men stuff. But yeah, and then it doesn't get explored enough. But like as a seed of an idea for a movie, I like it. You know, like ooh, this
This is the more interesting storyline to me over the
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix stuff. I would have cut the Dark Phoenix stuff entirely because why are you basing so much of your movie on this Famke Janssen character that is just not interesting? And that's the problem with the
Yeah.
Phoenix storyline to me is that she's not an interesting character. I don't care that she's like the most powerful mutant ever because she has no like there's just nothing to this character other than oh she's gone insane, I guess. Right.
Yeah, Famke has never been able to carry a movie, unfortunately,
No.
as a picture, I would argue.
And so again, you have James Marsden, Cyclops.
he's getting like
who,
brain visions that are
Yeah.
like Scott, come to the lake, Scott. Like I'm alive. Something like that, right?
Yeah, and he's
He's
still
being
sort
beckoned
of
to.
mourning her death. He's struggling with her death from the last movie.
Oh yeah.
We see that he's skipped out on this danger room lesson, leaving Logan to cover for him as the teacher. Basically,
I'm just a sub. Talk to Scott. I do like the line when like Wolverine's saying to Cyclops, Scott, he's like, we got to move on. I know it's tough. He's like, not everybody heals as fast as you do. I thought that was a good piece of writing. Yeah.
that is good. That is a good line.
Yeah. So credit where it's due.
With Wolverine.
Mhm.
But again, I think the Cyclops character probably the
Gets
most like
done
dirty
so
character
dirty.
in this whole trilogy because and this is as a kid I was like I had a bad impression of Cyclops from these movies because like yeah he's in the first movie, then he's barely in the second movie, and then he's even less in this movie.
He's
He
fridged.
dies in the beginning. Yeah. And it's like, so
He's
I was like, of
fridged.
course I didn't like Cyclops because I didn't see him done well. And now he's sort of been reclaimed by X-Men 97, and now he's a big character in Marvel Rivals. So it feels like people are coming around on Cyclops, but he had such a bad reputation from these movies for so long.
Right. Well, because he's just like, he gets cucked and then he dies. And he doesn't do
He's
any
just boring
leadership
compared
stuff.
to Logan. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Unfortunately,
of
and that's
course,
in the writing.
as a kid, I was like, of course, I want Logan to end up with, Jean Grey because Logan's like a cool badass and
He wears
Cyclops
leather.
is like a boring nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it does seem like with the Doomsday trailer, we're seeing a lot of the X-Men. He's getting the costume finally, and it feels like what is it, Spider-Man No Way Home or whatever? Like he's gonna get a redemption moment in Doomsday, the
Right.
way that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had his redemption moment, like finally shine.
Sort of an apology.
Yeah.
For that character. But so it starts with he goes out to the lake where she what is it, Akili Lake or something?
Alkali
In the
Lake.
last movie. Alkali. And he's like having these visions, and then she just kind of appears, right?
Oh, Scott, I'm here.
Take our glasses off. I can't. My beams will be beaming. No, they won't. And she suppresses his eye
can
beam.
control him.
And they right. And they look eye to eye for the first time in his life.
Yep.
But then betrayal.
That's right.
He starts busting.
She
Yeah,
loses
he starts
control. Yeah,
busting.
he basically
Gets all veiny.
orgasms to death. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And nothing is left behind except his pair of Oakley sunglasses.
And or Ray-Ban. I'm not sure who sponsored this
Or
one,
Ray-Ban.
but yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure either.
But
But yeah, all that's left, we never see a body. It just hard cuts away from the scene, and he is never heard from again, except for the visor later when we kind of investigate where he was. And
right.
I was so pissed about this. The first time I saw the movie back in the day, I was like, that's it? Like, literally, he's just fucking gone. And like, I didn't even like Cyclops that much, but I was like, this is pathetic. I was really mad about it. I'm still mad about it now.
And again, he was barely in the last movie, and now you're like, finally, maybe Cyclops is going to do something, and then he gets written off immediately.
Horrible.
And of course, that
I
was
feel
due
like
to him going to
being
work
on-
on Superman.
But I feel like even in the previous two movies, he shoots his beam like 3 times, maybe. Like, he never is seen being cool.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit in X-Men 2 in the bunker, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But, yeah, rip Scott Summers. We hardly knew you. Yeah.
Rip. So meanwhile, Wolverine and Storm and Professor X are back at the mansion, and they're like, "Oh, wait, what happens? They have a vision or something. They're like, we need to go to the lake. Professor X has a vision.
They're watching the TV where they see that the cure is a thing, and Rogue is like, "There's a cure? That sounds sick." And Storm's like, "No, that's not sick." And then he gets a vision. We got to go to the lake, Storm. We got to go to the lake.
Right. They go to the lake. They see his little sunglasses, and they
floating
see
in midair.
Jean. Yeah, Jean's back. They take her back, and Professor X is like, "Oh, this is bad. I don't know."
They're out on the table, and Wolverine's like, "What's wrong with her?" And he's like, "I've put up these mental barriers to make her forget of all the naughty things I've been up to over the years."
Yeah.
Like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah, Logan's like, well, here's the thing. Like, they're acting like Professor X is such a bad guy for doing this, but it's like, clearly he was correct to do that because Jean just starts killing people like crazy in this movie once she is free of her barriers.
But
right?
did she give consent to put up the blockers? You know, that kind of thing comes in. Is that why Phoenix is so mad? Maybe she could have integrated the powers if it wasn't forcibly suppressed. Just let her be gay. Then she won't be angry.
But that's why Professor X saw that her potential power and was like, we need to control this somehow. It's sort of the
but that's not your call to make.
Of like,
yeah,
Tony Stark versus Captain America, where he's like, we need to be able to control the most powerful mutants somehow because it should be regulated somehow.
Right.
The North versus the South.
But there's a moral dilemma kind of. And Logan even brings it up. He's like, is that cool that you did that? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Like Logan's
against it. But again, in Professor X is kind of acting like an asshole throughout this movie too, where he's like, "You don't understand. Like, I had to do what I did." And then Magneto, of course, is against it because he wants to unleash your full power. And again, Magneto, one of my favorite characters. I think what they do with his character in this movie, they sort of assassinate his character in a way that I find really unforgivable.
I do like when Xavier is portrayed as kind of morally dubious, though, because it is like, when you think about it, kind of fucked up that you can just root around in anybody's brain without their consent. So I like when that idea is explored, because that is terrifying that he can do that.
Yeah. The other thing is like, Jean Grey's character in the first two movies is like, there's no foreshadowing of like the potential for her to just go become the Dark Phoenix. Like she's such a different character in the first two movies, where she's like this really good character who literally sacrifices herself to save the others.
You never put Scott in like a spot where she has to go over the beyond limit to save him or something, right? There's never a point where it's like, whoa, walk it back, lady. Yeah.
And I would kind of compare it to, I was thinking about this, like I compare it to Wanda, Scarlet Witch, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where she becomes a villain, but there's a whole lead up to why she becomes a villain, and there's motivation there. Now, I would argue that movie kind of ruined WandaVision in the arc that she goes through in WandaVision, but
it was set up.
Yeah, at least there's motivation for why she becomes this villain. She does this heel turn, and this is just so random that she just becomes a crazy villain, basically.
No, yeah, and so Wolverine's watching her, keep an eye on her, whatever, and then she wakes up and she's super horny. Oh, geez. Logan.
What happened to Scott? Who? Scott, who? Let me S.that.D, old man.
Yep.
And of course, Logan falls for it. He's just a man, he's just thinking with his base instincts.
Thinking with his Weapon X.
Yeah. But there is some mirroring here, because when she wakes up, it's the same way that Logan wakes up in the first movie on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And Jean is watching over. So it's sort of a mirror image of that from the first movie.
Okay, like a poem, they rhyme. I'll give you another point. Movie, fair.
Yeah.
You're not going to get many more, though, so enjoy it while you can.
But she's acting very strange. They kiss, and then she sort of goes
draining
crazy,
his life
and
again
then,
or whatever.
Yeah. And then she busts out of there and it's like, I'm out of here, and leaves.
Fuck you, Professor. I don't need your fucking mental blocks. You always held me back. I'm out of here. Nerds. Yeah, and she just dips.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
how does she meet up with Magneto?
Well, she goes back to her parents' house.
Oh, that's where we get the good scene.
The X-Men show up there, and then they meet Magneto. But meanwhile, Magneto is kind of doing his own thing, putting together an army of mutants, the Brotherhood of Mutants. And I like the scene where he meets with all these young tattooed punks and is like, Yes,
Yeah.
I'm an old British man, and I'm going to be your leader, of course.
He's been going to a rally of pro-mutant mutants, right, who want their spot in society. These are supposed to be the Morlocks, which are a big
Right.
component
Yeah.
of X-Men lore. The one in particular, the lady who's like, I guess, super fast and then can judge what kind of mutant you are, is supposed to be
Yes,
Calypso,
Callisto.
who's a totally different character, named after, of course, the witch we talked
Or
about recently.
Callisto, right?
Or Callisto, yes, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, Callisto. They combine Caliban's powers, which is that the ability
Oh, you
to
can
sense
find
other
anybody?
mutants,
Yeah.
which is a different
Which will be
Morlock,
later.
right?
Okay.
But she also has like super speed, like Quicksilver, which isn't like a thing that Callisto had
No, so
in the
weird.
comics.
We just have generic speed power here. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, you have, as we mentioned, Porcupine Man, aka Kid Omega, Ken Leong, who, again, I really like him. He was in a show called Industry.
Okay. Yep.
He's great in Industry. That's but he was in some other Brett Ratner movies, like I think he was in Red Dragon.
Right.
But so he's playing Kid Omega, which again,
Yeah. I don't know
nothing
who Kid
like
Omega
the
is.
real Kid Omega, who's like a telepath, like
Psychic character.
Xavier.
Okay.
Who's who's like a level 5, like Xavier level telepath. And instead they give him the worst mutant power I think that has ever been, which is that
You want to be a pinnacle?
You wouldn't like me when I'm horny.
Spikes coming out of his body. He can hug people to death, right?
Yeah. He kills the president from Battlestar Galactica, right?
That's right. Or from The Expanse, Shora Agdashlu.
The Expanse, right?
Shora Agdashlu. Hey, Jacob, it's me. Shora Agdashlu.
A great Iranian actress that I like a lot from The Expanse.
That's right.
And a bunch of other stuff.
Let's
yeah.
stay in the Morlocks for just 1 second, because these are characters who wear tattoos to signify their place as mutants, that they again want to be pro-mutant society. And then Jacob, this is where we get the incredibly famous scene. Hey, old man, where's your tattoo? A needle touched my skin one time.
Yes, and he shows his Holocaust
Jewish man
tattoo.
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh, okay, mad respect, old man."
Props, man.
But again, it's just funny. All these young punks, like with tattoos and like alternative clothing and everything, and then, yes, I am Magneto, a proper British old man, who's going to be your leader, of course.
He's got Pyro with him.
Yeah, I like the Pyro's just
Pyro.
like, yeah, I'm your guy now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hell yeah.
Mystique storyline we'll get into.
But I like how he's schooling them because he's so much more experienced, obviously, with that great line. He's like, look, I got a plan. And everyone's like, oh shit. I just don't know why he picked Porcupine Man to be on the Brotherhood. I think the standards are a little bit low.
He's one of the main mutants. You get to stand behind Magneto with the other ones.
Me and the guys of equal importance. Hey, Kid Omega, you can go hang out in the corner. My man.
I'm just the hiring standards could be a little stricter. Yeah.
A speedster and the ability to sense other mutants, which is like a really powerful power if you think about it.
Well, she does the fourth wall thing too. Well, not really fourth wall. It's like there's not a mutant above class 3 in this whole damn room except you, Magneto.
This is about the time, and I almost wonder if Joss Whedon invented this concept. Joe's read all these astonishing X-Men issues where Joss Whedon sort of takes over this writing, so he would know. But this is a time when the comics were obsessed with the idea of Omega level mutants, and they wanted to throw that around a power ranking and scaling inside their universe, which I always hate that fucking bullshit. I don't ever really need a power ranking system. I kind of like that, like, people get be amorphous, creative, and exactly.
And then they don't have
technical. It's like what's your power level?
Hard magic versus soft magic. It's better to be like flexible with it, because then there's not a definitive, well, Storm would never lose because she's Omega level and they're only level 5. Like, that makes it boring.
And they love to just throw it out. Well, Storm is an Omega level mutant, like truly might say, and it just bugs me so much.
She's a stage 5, like it's cancer or something. But I think people that like RPGs and like things like that are like they want hard defined rules of like who's the strongest and stuff.
Right. But yeah, so they're sneaking some of that
Yeah.
here in this one line of dialogue. But okay, you're the most powerful guy here. I can tell, so I respect you. And then some other people join up.
Right. And I also wanted to mention that we have Callisto, we have Kid Omega, we also have I just had it.
Is she supposed to be Psylocke? Is that who that's
There's
There is a Psylocke.
So there's a Psylocke in the background that basically has no lines, it does nothing, it just kind of
Yeah.
stands with the other ones.
That has
And then there's
purple
the
hair.
Yeah.
Yes, she has purple hair. She's an Asian woman. And then there's Arclight. That's what I was trying to remember.
Arclight, the clapping
the
one.
movies.
Arclight is the one who can generate shockwaves of concussive force, which they use once in the final, the third act.
That should be Avalanche. That sucks. That's like a real Brotherhood of the Mutants, and then instead they use Arclight I've never heard of. That sucks.
Yeah, there's also Spike later, which Wolverine gets into a fight with.
Oh, it's like
but those are
we have Timu Marrow kind of character.
Yeah. So those are some of the ones that are recruited by Magneto. And then Callisto comes up and says, "Oh, I sense something more powerful than even you." And Magneto's like,
yeah.
Where is she? Where is she? He immediately knows.
Child.
I can't remember the order of events because before he gets to their house, he does do a jailbreak. I think he's trying to get Raven. Raven's been captured, and I like this scene a lot. Yeah.
Yes. He tries to get Mystique back, who has been captured, and he gets on a transport that has Eric Dane as Multiple Man and Vinnie Jones as Juggernaut.
Juggernaut,
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Yes. So, first of all, R.I.P. Eric Dane, Multiple Man, McSteamy, who has one funny bit in this movie where he's like, "Okay, you got me," when he's the decoy for the
entire camp. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
this is a good use of power.
Then we have Juggernaut, Vinnie Jones, who again, that's a Matthew Vaughn contribution when he was directing, because he, of course, knew Vinnie Jones from working on Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, the Guy Ritchie films, because he's a British. He's in a lot of like British gangster films and stuff like that.
Green Street Hooligans or whatever. Yeah.
He's a former footballer, I believe.
For Arsenal.
Yeah. So we get Juggernaut. Now this Mystique scene, I don't like it because I don't like the way it ends. So obviously Mystique is being held in this.
I do. I like how it ends.
Well, you like it for the same reason that you like Florence Pugh and Oppenheimer.
Yep. So we're in a prison transport, though.
This truck. Yeah, this semi truck that's like traveling down the road. They stop the truck. They kind of go in there, and also there's the scene where Mystique's like, "I'm gonna kill you with my own hands" to the guard or whatever, right? And then she's like, "I told you so." But
didn't use her hands.
So, right, she used her legs, I guess. So Magneto breaks in. They bust out Multiple Man, Juggernaut, and Mystique. And then as they're going to leave, there's a guard still on the floor, and he's got the gun with the cure darts in it, right? And he shoots the cure dart at Magneto, and Mystique jumps in front of it and sacrifices herself to save Magneto. But I really hate this moment as a Magneto fan, because I feel like it doesn't understand his character at all. The way he just is like, "Oh, you saved me. Okay, well, bye. You're not one of us anymore.
You're not a mutant child."
Sorry.
But I feel like Magneto would like not just dismiss her like that. Like he would take her and like try to find a way to reverse the cure or something. Like he wouldn't just like dispose of her like that.
We need a cure of the cure, and maybe you could still do infiltration stuff. You're normal looking. You might be useful. Yeah.
But to just dump her, like after she jumped in front of the bullet for Magneto, and then he just tosses her away and says, "You're not one of us anymore. Goodbye."
He's gone too far. He's wrapped up in his war, Jacob.
He's right.
I don't like it. I like it when Magneto's more of an anti-hero, not just a straight up villain. He's more complicated than that. And as we see even in X-Men 97, like his friendship with Xavier,
So does it live up to it, guys, having him be the villain of the third film in a row?
Wow, 3 in a row. Well, technically, he steps in as the villain in 2. It's really Stryker and his son
Striker.
Uneasy Alliance at the end ends up on top.
takes over. Yeah.
But that's what I like better when he works with the X-Men, but then he has his own motives. In this one, he's just a straight up villain who's like, all right, it's time to take over the world or whatever the plan is. I'm going to move.
They're going to force the
Bridge.
cure on us. Right. Now, he's got the Holocaust background, so I kind of get his extremism. But I do like the scene here when they shoot Raven and he picks up the gun. He's like, they put it in a gun. And because they haven't made that publicly available, they haven't told anybody in the public we have cure guns.
Right.
So that is an
the cure is
escalation to a degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Just
get that
kidding, we'll kill
justification.
you, yeah.
So he's like, they always say it's optional until it's not, right? And sort of
They're
like,
dragging me to the camps.
So that's what he uses kind of as
But the
his
way he
rallying thing, is the
treats-
gun. Like, see this?
Yeah.
You fucks. Yep.
but the way he treats Mystique after she's hit with the dart is just
Not
for me
good. Yeah.
unforgivable to Magneto's character. Like, as a Holocaust survivor, he would not just leave her even if she lost her powers. He cares about her as a person, I'm assuming, and would want
cure
to
the
try
cure
to
for you. Yeah.
cure the cure. Yeah, he wouldn't just dump her. So
No. So that's our third character assassination of the film so far, I think, if we're
Right.
counting. Yeah.
And also Mystique, again, Mystique was another one that, because Rebecca Romijn had other scheduling conflicts, was not able to be in the movie much. So that could have been why they did this cure storyline for her.
Or
and
even
she's
made
basically written out of
Magneto
the movie.
just kick her out. Yeah.
Yeah, and she has one more scene where she's basically giving all this evidence to the government, and then I forget who says like, "Oh, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned."
Oh, she's betrayed
jeez.
you. Look at how beautiful she looks.
Mhm.
We saw her butt.
That's the other thing too, is like just on the information she knows about you, Magneto, you probably wouldn't keep her at least on on your side.
Right? Yeah,
You
she
know, you
knows
wouldn't just
too
kick her
much,
out.
like,
Yeah.
but he's so ideologically driven that he's like, "Well, she's not one of us anymore."
Later.
So I hated that.
We talked about how we were cross-cutting with multiple storylines. I will say there is kind of a third, much smaller one, which is toss salad and scrambles eggs, with the president going like, "You wouldn't be using these guns to weaponize and hurt us, would we? Hank, you know that we had to do it. God help you all. I believe in the sanctity of being a monkey. Boo boo wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Like hanging upside down and eating a banana.
That's
I
right.
was
Yeah.
Nicholas Holt when I was younger.
I was handsome, and now I'm big.
I had a serum, but now I don't. Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. I mean, because so much of the new Beast, once we get into the new cast, is about like him not wanting to look like a beast, but obviously in this older form, he's accepted it.
And obviously this is our first introduction. We're talking about how good it looks. I think the makeup's amazing. I think you kind of can't top this. Looking forward, I'm already a little annoyed that even in this current timeline, Jacob, we've been talking about Comic-Con rumors and D23 rumors where supposedly they're going to name a new Beast actor. Where I am like, we're doing fucking Beast for the third time. Who fucking cares at this point? Like, that's like so much Beast.
Yeah.
I mean, he becomes a big part of the new. I mean, him and Mystique are like two of the main characters of the new class.
G5, like it makes sense. Like obviously,
Well, that's in this movie is the first movie to feature all of the OG characters. You have Angel, you have Iceman, you have Jean Grey, you have Cyclops, and you have Beast, and Professor
all
Xavier.
varying ages. They make Iceman younger. They make Beast much older.
Right.
Yeah.
Angel's barely in it. He's also younger.
I'm told that this is a place that's safe for mutants. Oh, not anymore, son.
Not anymore.
No, sorry.
home.
You gotta
We're
get
shutting down.
Get out of here. You piece of shit.
Yep.
Ben Foster.
Hogwarts is closed.
Let's talk about the house scene.
Yeah, because this leads to everybody meeting at Jean Grey's house to either turn her to the light or bring her to us, Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, so the X-Men show up and Magneto's already there with his Brotherhood, and they're like, well, let's go in together and talk to her, just like old times. And so they go in and she's just losing her mind, right?
This is my favorite action scene of the movie. I think this is really, really good.
Okay. And of course, he says to Juggernaut, make sure no one gets in or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll
From the
talk about that later
Juggernaut
too.
page.
Oi, that guy's my brother, I think, or something. I'll beat up Deadpool one day. Maybe, not me.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I'll
I forgot
also
his
be in
brother.
the third Deadpool and Wolverine movie. It's a huge part of it, but not me.
That's right.
beating
Wait, who is his
Ghost, but
third?
a
Who's
guy
his
that looks
brother?
like me.
Magneto.
Charles Xavier.
Oh, Charles Xavier. My bad.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Kane Marco.
In
Yeah.
the comics, Kane Marco.
Right, Kane Marco.
But
Of course, you get the iconic Kitty Pryde chase scene, which is one of the things
At
that
the
I
end,
did
yeah.
remember from this movie. Yeah, but we'll get to that. But
this scene here where they're all fighting in the
Charles
house.
and- yeah,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I just like the action. It's cool that the house is floating and they're going through walls, and there's a cool Texas switch where they throw Hugh Jackman into the ceiling and a stuntman falls down in the next room in one shot. Like throws him up and over. Like there's cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the house like crashes into the ground. I don't know. I like that scene. I think it's one of the best parts of the movie.
It's good. And then
until
of course,
they
it all comes
decide,
through-
they pull the trigger on something huge that I totally forgot about.
Gene, you can't do it. I need to protect you again. He's been abusing you your whole life. You need to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do
That's
it.
right.
She snaps Charles. Basically, it looks like
him up.
Thanos. Turns him into dust.
Yeah,
Yep.
she snaps him, and then she joins Magneto basically and joins the Brotherhood.
Do you like hanging out in the woods?
Dissolves him away, and he's trying to. You can control it.
No,
but yeah,
Gee.
R.I.P. to Professor
Charles
X.
Xavier.
Second
Beat me up,
big death
Scotty.
of this movie.
Done.
And speaking of Star Trek, this scene was meant to be a Spock dying in Wrath of Khan type of scene, where it's sort of this pivotal death scene.
Don't think it gets.
Unfortunately,
quite
we
up
already
there.
we already had the Cyclops death in the beginning. Now this is the second big death of the movie,
and
it's like, what are we doing?
Suck. Yeah.
So I guess the disintegrating helps us understand why there was no remains of Cyclops. Why not show the disintegration power when she kills Cyclops to give us a level of threat? Like, this is what she does to you. She disintegrates you. And then when she encounters Charles, we're like, oh no, don't disintegrate him, please. Yeah, I don't know.
But she does.
Then
we have a funeral scene for Professor Xavier. And then after that, Angel shows up at the mansion and is like, I heard this is a place for mutants. Be safe. It was, son. And then Storm's like,
Where's
"And it
Rogue?
Still is.
Yeah,
She's getting the cure.
Yeah.
No.
If you're doing it, make sure you're doing it for you and not some boy. I like that speech. I'm not your dad. I'm your friend. You know, I like that.
Again, there's a love triangle with Iceman and Rogue and Kitty Pryde, where he's like,
don't love this.
Well, this new girl looking pretty good. I can't touch Rogue, but I can touch this new girl.
Yeah.
Elliot Page, not my favorite Kitty Pryde. You know, not my favorite performance here.
No, and she played, or I'll say he for the actor now, but of course the character is female, to get the pronouns straight.
Kitty Pryde, the character, yeah.
Kitty Pryde and Elliot Page plays Kitty Pryde in this movie and Days of Future Past.
I didn't know they came back.
Yeah. Big part of Days of Future Past, I would say, because of the ability, her abilities.
Did you say she's Omega level?
So we have this.
It's just a joke. I'm just joking.
She might be.
But anyway,
she can walk through walls. Very important power. But basically, Angel shows up, and this is where Storm takes the initiative. And this is something that Halle Berry wanted in basically deciding to come back. She was like, I want Storm to actually have something to do, which is a valid criticism because she never has anything to do in these movies. And they're like, okay, you can be the new head of the X-Men because, you know, Charles Xavier dies, Cyclops dies. So I guess by default, you're the leader of the X-Men now. Which was enough to get Halle Berry back, I guess.
So yeah, she decides she's keeping the school open. Angel's here now, and it's just such a missed opportunity again with Angel because like your dad runs the pharmaceutical company that makes the drug. I like the idea that their base is on Alcatraz. It's just like an interesting comic book idea. Like we put the lab in Alcatraz because now you will be freed in what was once a prison. We are now having the metaphor of freeing you from your mutation prison. Yeah.
Right. It's funny. I've been to Alcatraz because it's actually now a museum where, in the
Right.
building that the prison is, former prison. Now it's like a museum to the prison. But the idea of having like a pharmaceutical company there for some reason is just very funny.
It's very comic booky, and I'm okay. And putting this gay metaphor in
Yeah.
San Francisco, like I'm okay with
Totally
some of this
protected.
stuff. It makes
Right.
sense. Yeah.
I like
Golden
that.
Gate
That's
Bridge,
good.
big imagery in this movie.
Yeah.
But again, Angel, such a missed opportunity because he looks great. Like his wings look great in this movie. I think when he's flying and stuff, it looks cool. But he just doesn't have anything to do other than like, oh, my dad
And he
doesn't like
should
that I'm a
have.
mutant.
Yeah, like, oh, he's
Yeah.
setting up this thing on Alcatraz. I don't know, what should we do? Like, there's a whole plot if you focus on just the cure where Angel would be much more involved from an earlier point, and they just didn't do it.
Yeah. I also really just can't stand Ben Foster outside of like Freaks and Geeks, honestly.
Wasn't he in 310 to Yuma or
I
something?
like Ben Cott. Yeah, 310 to Yuma. He's good in that. He's good in stuff.
Yeah. But as an Archangel fan, when I was like, oh, Angel's going to be in this movie, I was like stoked. And then when he wasn't in the movie, I was really pissed off when I left the theater, you know?
Yeah. His big scene is that he's about to get the cure, and then he's like, no, I'm not doing this. He breaks out, busts through a glass window, somehow doesn't get injured at all by busting through a window, and then
Right.
flies. But then you think he's going to be like a big part of the third act and like the fight scenes and stuff. No, he's not in it really.
He's going to do one thing. That's it.
Yeah.
But I guess we're kind of
So
all
Magneto's
he's taken his army to go. Well, they're hanging out in the woods
Yeah.
and stuff for a bit, but eventually he's going to
gathering
storm
his
the
army.
facility. Yeah.
in the woods. Jean Grey's or Dark Phoenix
sucks.
has joined him.
Let's
And-
run to the woods, child.
A lot of woods.
We're camping in the woods. Yeah.
Uh,
Logan decides I'm gonna go kind of like in disguise and try to talk to Jean. Again, every time Logan confronts Magneto, it's very funny because Magneto basically hard counters Wolverine, to put it in video games.
he just tolerates him being around.
Rivals, it's the opposite, where actually Wolverine, the tank buster, hard counters Magneto in Marvel Rivals. But of course, due to his powers, Magneto, like Wolverine's like the worst
Matchup.
X-Men to go against Magneto.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it doesn't go
But
well.
he
Logan,
infiltrates this woods camp, fights a guy named Spike who can shoot spikes out of his arms. And that fight scene
Kicks
was
him in the
added kind of last minute because they were
Mm.
like, well, we need, like, Logan can't just show up at this camp and start murdering people. He's going to look like a psycho. Let's have him fight like a mutant first to sort of establish the danger of what he's doing, I guess.
Wow.
okay.
Yeah. So literally that's why that's why this guy Spike is not a character other than this one scene.
Okay. Gotcha. He does a neat backflip off the tree
Um,
that they did with wires, though, when he's fighting all the other guys. That one backflip was neat. The rest of it, I hate the woods. I hate playing in the woods. It's
But yeah,
terrible.
like why isn't he fighting Kid Omega or whatever? It's Porcupine Man.
Yeah, right.
So he shows up, Magneto's giving this speech. Also, Jean Grey's just there and like barely has any lines in most of this movie. Like she does not say anything. She's just kind of there.
She has if we haven't explained it well enough, she's wearing a red trench coat now with black eyes, and the
looks
new
very, like, goth.
personality, her
Yeah.
evil side, the Phoenix, has taken over. So really it's an entity that's like chaotic neutral, hanging out in the background, just kind of like smiling and like being menacing. But like Jacob said, really not having any lines or like being a real presence or threat, which again kind of makes you forget about the Dark Phoenix storyline over the Cure storyline.
It's like
It's
a Baldur's
the first
Gate.
half of this movie is so Dark Phoenix heavy, and then it's like, okay, now we're doing the Cure stuff, and she's just there with Magneto, and she's like the super weapon that Magneto has like up his sleeve, but she's not. You don't get any sense of like what she's thinking because she doesn't do anything. She's just there.
Right, not saying Baldur's Gate just because it's like you have this demigod that's just at your camp doing idle animations. Like, you should be more important than you are.
Yeah. Truly, she's just standing behind Magneto with Kid Omega and Callisto, and
Yeah, like
all
they're
these
punching
dumb
so far above their weight classes. You're with the Dark
Yeah.
Phoenix. What are you doing? But
What can
It-
you
did
do?
you-
I can hug people to death. What can you do?
You
I'm
said-
the most
yeah.
powerful mutant that's ever lived.
yeah,
Mike said, why
Yeah.
isn't Kid Omega fighting Wolverine? Can you imagine that matchup? A guy that's like, I make little spikes. He's like, I cut people in half. I will murder you. You will
Yeah.
Yeah.
die.
I do like Wolverine at one point fights a guy that can regrow his arms. So there's this scene where he's just chopping his arms off and he keeps regrowing it. And then he just kicks him in the nuts and like regrow that.
Try regrowing those.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty funny scene.
But yeah, the thing with Magneto's personality too, like he saw her kill Charles, and he kind of should be regretting that more, and like not be like, all right, fuck it, let's roll, Jean. Like I want to talk to you about what just happened, but that never really comes up.
No, he doesn't
'cause
even
he's
have any
just evil
scenes where
mode.
he really talks to her. Yeah, he's just evil mode. And he has one scene where he says to Flame Boy, Pyro,
The easiest
because
one.
Pyro's like, oh, I would have killed the professor if you asked me to. And he says like, oh, Charles Xavier's done more for mutants than you ever will. And my only regret is that he had to die for our mission to be successful.
It's like, is that
Why are
true?
you threatening to kill my boyfriend? I love you.
Right.
Being crazy.
I love
Yeah,
Charles.
so that's the one scene where he's like, oh, I do regret that Charles died, but
But I'm down to hang
also
out with the person who
evil
killed him.
now.
Yeah, because I'm evil.
Yeah.
Now. But I guess ultimately that all culminates in the whole, we're going to go to the facility, we're going to kill everybody. Oh, it turns out the cure is being made by a mutant named Leech. They synthesize his blood, and Leech's power removes mutants' powers when they're nearby him. So if they can get their hands on Leech, they can stop the supply, the means of production for the cure. Presumably they will kill
He's
him.
like a young child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a very powerful Omega level mutant.
Yes.
Probably.
This was a did you guys ever read the Xanth book series as kids?
No.
The fantasy novels. This was a trope when I was a kid where a protagonist would have the power to turn off the other powers, and they kind of like wouldn't realize it, or they'd kind of like use it as dramatic irony or whatever. That was kind of never my favorite thing. I really don't like Leech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
I don't like
just the
this
fact that
actor
they're-
for sure. Do you remember this little actor too?
No,
what
I
else
mean,
have I
I don't
seen him
remember
in?
him from anything else.
You remember him from that Nicole Kidman movie Birth, where he played the kid who walked up to her at a party and was like, "I'm your husband reincarnated." She was like, "Oh my god!"
no way.
No, I don't think I ever saw that.
You should watch that, man.
I'm
It's
trying to look
crazy.
for his name.
That's funny.
Cameron Bright. Okay, he's 33 now.
One of our peers.
He's been in other stuff. Yeah, Butterfly Effect.
Oh yeah, that's Butterfly Effect. That's what I know most from, I think. Yeah. But
Right.
Wow.
so that's our third act showdown. Is Magneto's coming with the Golden Gate Bridge? He's ripping the whole Golden Gate Bridge, big set
Yeah.
piece, and
Oh, how
they're
are we
gonna
gonna
storm
get
the
there?
facility.
Juggernaut don't swim. Let me take care of
Yeah,
Juggernaut don't,
Don't swim.
swim. Jacob, he does say that. Juggernaut don't swim.
Yeah.
third person.
That's cool.
Oh, I hate
hired
you,
a
Juggernaut.
fucking moron. Good.
Yeah.
We did get a
she's
little bit
like,
of classic
leave
Magneto
that to
camp.
me.
Charles always
Yeah.
wanted to build bridges, you know.
Oh my,
You're not building a bridge. You're just moving
Moving a
to a
bridge.
different place.
it's good though. It's good.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
good. Probably the best Golden Gate Bridge movie until our
Godzilla
little apes
20
movies that we
2014.
love.
Rise. Yeah.
No,
of the
Rise
Apes.
is better. Yeah, I was just joking. Yeah, it's a great golden. It's one of the few iconic scenes. It's him floating the whole bridge. I like that there's still like humans in their cars, like cowering, and he just shoots a glance at like this family, like you're not even worth my time. He just goes about his business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I noticed is in this scene, like the movie makes sure that you know that like no one died in this scene. Like none of these civilians died. Like they show them kind of like jumping out of the way or something, but
Yeah.
no one actually dies from this incident, which is interesting.
Mhm.
But he moves the bridge so that it connects Alcatraz Island. And they're going to go take over the facility and destroy the cure.
Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our good guys are watching it on TV, and they're like, "We got to suit up." And Beast is like, "Even me." And Wolverine's like, "I thought you were a man of peace." And he's like, "The blah 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 of blah blah
Right.
blah."
Oh, you
So
get
it's
the idea.
You get the
and then
idea.
he puts on a little
I
vest, and
can't
he's
believe
like,
this still fits.
"Here we go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it's Storm, Wolverine, Beast, and then the junior members. Basically, it's Bobby, it's Kitty Pryde,
Kitty,
it's
Juggernaut.
Colossus.
No, sorry,
Oh,
Colossus.
right, it's
yes.
not Rogue. It is Colossus. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue
Daniel
is still
Cudmore
gone.
as Colossus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Rogue
it.
fucked off. That's the other thing. Another character ruined where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go disappear for most of the movie and then show up in the end, and I've gotten the cure." Okay, goodbye, Rogue. Main character of the first movie, basically. By
There's
the way,
no reason for you to be at this school, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go to regular school
You're
now.
not one of us anymore.
yeah.
Right.
But this final fight between the X-Men and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, great name for a faction, one of the greatest of all time. I really
My only
dislike
thing
this.
is that it's not inclusive because it should be brother and sisterhood,
Okay,
not just
fair.
brotherhood. You know, there's
All right.
women there.
Yeah, come on, Magneto. What
don't
is
be
this?
sexist.
It's not
I
the
know you're
40s
gay.
anymore. Yeah.
Oh.
But like there's certain pairings that they didn't do, and I always thought about this. Like, why did Colossus not fight Juggernaut? That's a perfect 1v1. They did do Iceman and Pyro, but there's like a couple like obvious payoffs that they didn't really, they were like teed up right in front of them and they just didn't swing on it.
They can't.
No, instead you get Juggernaut and Kitty Pryde.
Awesome.
Which
and
this is one of the most
Iceman
iconic
and Pyro,
scenes. Yeah.
Yes. But I do like the
I'm the
Iceman and
Juggernaut,
Pyro
bitch.
because they've been sort of building up this, because of course Pyro started as an X-Man or as a student at the mansion, and then they kind of went their own ways where he started following Magneto. And so they've built this up through multiple movies, this relationship between them. And so when they fight, it's like, and again, it's fire versus ice. Which one wins, Pokemon style?
It's kind of like a song of ice and fire, if you will.
It is a lot like a Song of Ice and Fire.
But my problem with it was, I was like, just don't do only a Dragon Ball Z beam battle. And they just only did a Dragon Ball Z beam battle. And I'm like, you could do, when Magneto's throwing cars through the air and Pyro is lighting them on fire as they crash to the ground, I'm like, that's creative. That's kind of sick. But then they just do a beam battle. And I was very disappointed by the beam battle. We do get him in his ice armor for the first time and only time. But,
yes,
you know,
that looks
I guess that's kind of neat.
That was huge to me as a kid.
Yeah, getting to see Bobby
And
Drake
I do
proper.
like Pyro, because Pyro in the last movie is like, I can't create fire. I can only, I need the source. I need the gas or whatever. And this time he has these little igniters in his sleeve.
Like a Spider-Man little wrist shooter. Flame on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's
like the evil version of Bobby.
Yeah. I like Magneto sacrificing all of his weak-ass mutants. The pawns
That's
go
why
first.
in chess the pawns go first.
right.
I like Beast jumping around.
Yeah, some of that's fun.
Beast jumping around, doing his thing. But again, Magneto showing like his character. He's like, he doesn't give a fuck about these lesser mutants that he just lets run in and be pawns and get zapped by the cure darts, basically.
Yeah. They eventually get Arclight to destroy the guns, but he's just letting them get murked by the cure guns. Yeah.
You other mutants hold back. Porcupine Man, you're one of the main guys, so you.
I need my top staff. We're gonna need you. Yeah.
Pyro, get out there, boy.
Yeah.
What? Me?
Me? That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like how the army, of course, is using all these plastic guns, and then he's like, "Ooh, they did learn," because he tries to control the guns, and he realized they're not metal. And so they're just shooting him with the cure darts. Yeah.
This whole conflict goes on until Phoenix appears and again kind of has like an enough scene and sort of erupts and starts this psychic battle that knocks everybody out except for Wolverine, who can get torn up by the assault and sort of heal at the same
healing
time.
factor. Yeah, and he's trying to crawl forward, talk some sense in her.
Let's even, before we talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Magneto. Because that's sort of the end of the fight where Magneto's already been defeated. But again, there's the Juggernaut, Kitty Pryde. So he sends Juggernaut after Leech. So Kitty Pryde can run through walls, phase through walls. Juggernaut can run through walls, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the iconic scene where she like drags him down into the ground, and he's like, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Famous meme
from the
thing.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Can't stop.
So is this like the first? This is like the first time an internet meme was incorporated into a movie itself.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because it's like a notorious fan dubbed meme. Yeah, 100%. This was my problem with this. It's clever in the script, but it's bad with the character. Is that he's running through the walls, and Leech will take his powers. So like we just get him in that room, and he'll smash his head on the wall and get knocked unconscious. I'm like, that's clever with the powers, but Kane Marco is not a mutant. He's powered by like an ancient gem or something. So
Yeah.
Leech shouldn't
It
have
doesn't
taken his
matter.
powers.
Right.
It wouldn't have worked, but it doesn't matter. But I was like,
for this movie, he's a mutant, I guess.
he's a mutant for this movie. But
Um,
yeah, that always annoyed me.
Yeah, and yeah, the kid's like, "Oh, your powers won't work around me," because she tries to like go through
Phase.
the wall with him, doesn't work. Yeah,
Let's run. Yeah.
You can see her brain working in that moment, Kitty Pryde. And it's like, oh, okay, this works. This works.
yeah, we'll get him to knock himself out using his own momentum. Meanwhile,
Should've
outside, the X-Men are fighting Magneto and everything, and again, Wolverine's getting hard countered by Magneto. You never learn.
They do a
he's like,
fastball
"This
special,
time
right?
I did learn. They do the fastball special with Colossus.
But it's a distraction. That's right. This time I did learn, and they
Yes,
get him
they
with
got the darts. They distract him and then
You
stab
took
him.
my life from me. I'm an old man. Why would you?
Oh, I'm just normal now.
One
Ooh,
of
I
them.
hate this.
which is a fate worse than death
yeah.
for Magneto. To see him depowered, it is like, ooh, you got what was coming to you,
Right.
even though his character's a little whatever.
Yep.
It's like I was okay with that.
Yeah,
we got
after what
Magneto.
after how he treated Mystique, yeah. So he gets depowered, and then we get the Phoenix, basically the nuclear bomb Phoenix of like, I'm going nuclear now, and then Magneto saying, "Oh, what have I done? What have I done?"
What have I done? And then Logan gets up there. I love you, Jean. You don't got to do this. And he has to ultimately stab her to stop it. Yeah.
Logan this whole time has been like, "Oh, I'm the only one who can save her. I know Jean's still in there, the real Jean. Nothing he's tried has worked at all,
Right.
to this point.
You
but
saved me, Logan, by killing my dumbass.
Yeah.
save me!" Stabs her, and yeah, that's the end of Jean Grey, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So
So
Scott,
Jean, Scott, and
Xavier.
Xavier all get buried next to each other. But obviously Charles Xavier gets the biggest and nicest memorial stone, and then they just get sort of
huge
normal ones
headstone.
next to him. Yeah.
And the new semester with Headmaster Storm will continue. And that's
Yes.
the end of The Last Stand, except for a couple post creds.
That's the end. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, kids, earlier I showed you that this man was brain dead and he's in a
Yes.
coma, but did you know that I could put my brain in his body?
Charles.
Yeah.
Yes, we get a Moira McTaggart cameo
Yep.
at the very end.
Oi, you're Charles Xavier, ain't you? Hey,
Charles.
look this
Soon to be played by Rose Byrne.
Right.
Played by Olivia Williams in this movie.
And then we got Magneto at the park moving a little chess piece.
Oh, I'm just an old man playing chess.
I
Mhm.
don't
Wait,
have
is he in
powers,
jail?
or
Is he
do
in
I?
prison though? Like
No,
he's in the
he's-
prison
He's
yard.
a free man.
escaped.
He
He's
just
escaped.
crawled away during the last battle.
So he
Yeah.
wasn't put in prison
Chaos.
for all the bad things that he did.
He woke
He-
up
he
and he
just-
said, "What have I done?" You heard him say it. He got away after that.
Then he just absconded somewhere and
They just
plays
let him
chess
go.
now. Yep. Never found him.
I would.
But yeah, that's
I'm an
pretty
old
much
man,
The
but I
Last
can
Stand.
maybe move this chess piece. Yeah,
The
Which
cure
which is
is not
sort of a sign
permanent.
that the cure doesn't last.
Yeah.
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 They rushed it into human trials,
So-
but
A couple threads open for potential future movies. Oh, he's not, he might get his powers back. Oh, Charles isn't dead. Great, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the end of X-Men: The Last Stand.
indeed it is. I heard there might be a pop quiz on today's lesson.
That's right.
it
Professor Xavier might be dead, but Professor Jake Xavier is still alive, and he says, "It's quiz time, my X-Men."
All right. No cheating, I can tell.
We're back here at Normies Like Us. We are wrapping up talking the third X-Men cinematic expansion, aka X-Men: The Last Stand. But like
That's
a
right.
phoenix reborn, our segment is reborn once more. It's the Jacob quiz.
First of all, did you guys like the poster for this movie where it's the claws representing the three?
That's
kind
probably
of
why
a
they made
fun-
this movie. They're like, I got this
Yeah.
really good idea for a poster. We've
Yeah.
got to make another one.
Yeah, not really, honestly. Couldn't care less.
Hmm.
Fair. I just thought of that with Mike's claws. And
Right.
Normies, if you're listening to this, you got to check out the video so you can see Mike's awesome Wolverine claws that he handmade via 3D printing.
Yes, via getting
Very
adamantium
cool.
injected into my bones. It was very painful.
You
But
could
it's the
go
danger
to
room.
San Diego Comic-Con and cosplay as Wolverine if you wanted to.
It's
Mike,
true. I
will you
totally could.
3D print a 1 and a 2 on 2 different hands? That way you can vote with them for the rest of
Oh,
this
for
series.
the rest of the series.
That would be amazing.
That
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
That's
If you could
smart. I
just
got to make
extend
something.
the middle one as sort of like a middle
Yeah.
finger. That would be really
Or
fun.
That would
somehow
be
fold
ideal.
it down. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be great.
I'll have to look at
Um,
some mechanism. But anyway, yeah, the rules are though correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. We hold up our little fingies.
Our
A 1
classic
for
plays.
true,
yes.
2 for false, and yeah, and we reveal.
And
We
remind
tally
me
up
who
last
won
time.
the first two in our
Colin
series here.
bodied me last time.
I feel like we're tied up though, right?
I think I won the first one, but Colin destroyed me in the
Yeah.
second one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm out, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
let's jump into it here. X-Men: The Last Stand quiz time.
All right.
So my first question on the quiz. This is the first X-Men movie to have a post-credit scene. True or false?
I think I'm ready.
I'm locked in.
This should be pretty easy. Just remember the last two movies. And 3, 2, 1, reveal.
True.
That's true.
All
It's
right.
not the first movie to have a post-credit scene because actually movies have had post-credit
He-Man.
scenes going way back. But of course, the MCU would kind of popularize it as like a mandatory thing for all
Well,
comic book movies to have.
Mike, Frank Langella screaming, "I'll be back" is Skeletor.
That's a
How
classic
dare
one.
you.
It's a great post-cred.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That is a good one. But yeah, the MCU would kind of popularize this idea where people are expecting it now. But when this movie came out, it wasn't like an expected thing at all. So to come back and then have this Charles Xavier reveal, did you guys have any impression of this when you first saw it in theaters of like, oh shit, he's not dead?
I was so disappointed just watching out this thing. I just remember being like, well, I hope they stop doing all of this.
So
Right.
because post-creds were not really a thing culturally, I left after the Magneto thing, and I never knew this scene existed until this watching, and I was just scrolling my phone like while the credits were rolling. I didn't expect it to show up, and then when a scene popped up, I'm like, what the hell is this? And I thought it was so dumb. Like, well, you're going to cast this guy as the body of Xavier, but use Patrick Stewart's voice going forward? Was that your plan? Like,
what's supposed to be, and I don't know who this like comatose patient is supposed to be, but it's like he's putting his consciousness into this person's body, but then Moira McTaggart is the doctor, and so she's just immediately like, Charles, and then it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of bad, kind of stupid. Okay, next question. Keanu Reeves was cast to play Gambit in this movie.
Whoa.
True or false? Keanu Reeves cast to play Gambit.
I'm locked in.
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal.
False.
False? Both false.
That is false. He was considered, of course, along with Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum got a little further in discussions. Of course, you guys may know about Channing Tatum's history with Gambit and how he was going to play Gambit and stuff. There's even cast pictures with like all the X-Men together, and Channing Tatum is there because he was going to play Gambit. But Keanu Reeves was considered at one point to play Gambit, but he was never officially cast. So yeah,
but
false.
they really did have intentions of having the character in this movie.
They wanted to put Gambit in this movie, but ultimately thought there was too many new characters that they were adding. Like
they were
Kid
correct.
Omega.
See, I would have said false, because if you're gonna throw Gambit in, you throw him in the Brotherhood or something maybe, and have him like switch sides at the end.
I think
they could use some heavier hitters on that side.
Yeah, that's another complaint I have is like, the mutants that Magneto recruits, like Callisto, and again this fake Kid Omega that's nothing like the real Kid. Quentin Quire, who's like the real Kid Omega in the comics, totally different character. So they just named him Kid Omega for no reason. All right, next question. Oh, here's a good one. Sam Neill, R.I.P. to the man, we love him.
Yeah,
but Sam Neill was considered to play Beast in this movie before Kelsey Grammer. True or false?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal.
False.
I have true.
That is true.
Oh god, the split is broken.
They wanted him to play Beast. He had, again, scheduling issues, so he turned it down. But he
Wow.
was interested. And then they
That's
went
cool.
out to Kelsey Grammer, and Kelsey Grammer was so into the idea of playing Beast that he was like basically begging to be Beast, and he even auditioned for Beast, which Kelsey Grammer at that time did not have to audition for roles typically. So it was like, he was willing to audition because he wanted it so badly.
Nice.
Wow.
And still considers it like one of his favorite roles. So
He's a good Hank McCoy. Yeah, I don't think
yeah,
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill.
You know, respectfully, I don't see him in that role as well.
Love him as an actor,
He's
but
too
yeah, it would be,
small. Frazier's
Yeah.
got the build. He's a big.
we got to
boy.
imagine him in the, costume and everything.
They say the
And
fur
don't
adds
know.
10
I don't
pounds.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's short. Frazier is.
Yeah.
Frazier's a big boy.
Mm,
R.I.P. though, Sam Neill. We love him.
yeah.
Next question. Sean Ashmore, Bobby Drake, Sean Ashmore turned down an invitation from Bryan Singer to play Jimmy Olsen in Superman Returns. True or false?
I guess I'm locked in.
Interesting. I guess so. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, reveal.
True.
True.
That is true. He so of course James Marsden chose Bryan Singer and Superman over X-Men. He also tried to get Sean Ashmore to play Jimmy Olsen, and Sean Ashmore said, "No thanks, I will play Bobby in this movie again."
I haven't gotten to turn into Iceman yet. I kind of need to pay this off. It's much cooler. Why would I want to be Superman's
Why would you want to be
friend?
Jimmy Olsen, the worst? Yeah, like you're not even a superhero.
Like, what could ask his twin brother? You know?
Yeah, his twin brother becomes Jimmy Olsen on Smallville, doesn't he?
Whoa.
Is that true?
I think so.
Interesting.
That might be true.
Yeah.
Well, if it is, it's not part of this quiz.
Yeah.
That's
If
right.
it is, I get 5 bonus points. Isn't that right, Jacob?
Yeah, I think that's in the bylaws.
Right, yeah. Sean Ashmore, hey, he was great in the Following, my favorite show, The Following. Aaron Ashmore was in, I think he was in Colin. He played Jimmy Olsen in Smallville. Aaron Ashmore.
Now would you look at that?
I'm adding your 5 bonus points.
Exactly like Sean Ashmore.
Wow, Mike. Wow.
I don't know if you should get 5 bonus.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
the
know
rules.
either, but God said, yep.
That's
That is
right.
funny.
We don't make the
They could
rules.
have both played Jimmy Olsen in different things.
That's right.
All right, next question.
Ooh.
A more comic accurate Kid Omega, Quentin Quire, was originally going to be in this movie rather than the Kid Omega that we got. True or false?
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal.
False.
True. Another split.
That is false. That is false. I made that up.
Dang, good work.
Fucking shit.
Tricked me.
But again, the fact that they named this character Kid Omega is like crazy. It's like that had to piss off like X-Men comic fans at the time.
Yeah.
Again, this
It would be
character is
like-
the worst character, and he hugs Shora Agdashlu to death at the end. But other
He
than
does
that-
one
It
thing.
would literally be like having Angel and like that character is called Juggernaut. You're like, you're not linking the characters.
has
up
nothing to
correctly.
do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
3 more questions here.
Okay.
Number 1, Fox, 21st Century Fox gave Halle Berry a fake script to show that her character had more to do in this movie to convince her to come back. True or false?
I'm locked in.
Locked
All right.
in.
3, 2, 1, reveal.
True.
Scumbags.
That is true.
Scumbags.
And that's one of the reasons that Matthew Vaughn apparently quit, because he was so disgusted that they would do this. Because basically, Halle Berry didn't want to come back unless they gave her more to do as Storm.
Mm-hmm.
They gave her a fake script that included scenes of her saving African children in a scene.
That's crazy.
To convince her to come back. And it's like, what the hell? And so Matthew Vaughn saw that and was like, I'm out of here. This is like bullshit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I gotta.
And they're like, okay, we're gonna hire a sex pest instead. Then Brett
Yep,
Ratner.
and we'll get you back, Matthew Vaughn. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll be
insane
back.
that they did that.
That's crazy.
Oh, by the way, I have to mention I didn't include this in the quiz, but Brett Ratner. In 2014, Elliot Page during the Me Too era accused Brett Ratner of homophobic bullying and outing her as a lesbian in a cast meet and greet in 2006. Now, Elliot Page, a trans man, previously identified as a lesbian woman, didn't come out publicly until 2014.
Wow.
So I have to say that. So in saying that, and also Anna Paquin was also witnessed these events and backed her up or backed him up. So Brett Ratner, just bad guy all around, basically.
Yeah, dude.
And Elliot Page said that they did not have a good experience working on this movie due to the homophobic bullying by Brett Ratner.
The true villain of these X-Men are the directors. The true villain of all three of these movies have been the directors.
Literally all the time. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
So that sucks. And again, for these X-Men movies, which are very much an allegory of an LGBT allegory.
Right.
So
what a shitty thing to do.
There.
So don't support him. Don't go to Rush Hour 5 or whatever. Just don't. He doesn't deserve any of your money.
All right. One more true false here and then a bonus question.
Oh, shit.
The Beast line, "Oh my stars and garters," the famous Beast line that was included in this movie, was included at producer Kevin Feige's insistence. True or false?
I think I'm ready.
Locked on.
All right. 3, 2, 1, reveal.
True.
That is true.
All right.
Once again, Kevin Feige, the only one behind the scenes that seems to actually know or care about the X-Men at all a lot of the times. And then, of course, he would leave and do the whole MCU and everything.
God bless.
But again,
it seems like the kind of note he would have. Yeah,
Beast should say this. Yeah.
The fans are going to be waiting for my stars and garters. Yeah.
Oh, my stars and garters.
Now, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. Take my bonus points out. Are we tied on the true false section?
Without the bonus points, yes, we are tied.
Wow.
Correct.
So this is the true answer. Let's
This is for the X trilogy. This is for all the marbles. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the bonus, and again, I'm doing the
worth 100
Oscar winners and nominees question again. How many Oscar winners and nominees are in this movie? Can you get the correct number?
Ooh.
I will say, as a hint, there's one that you may not think about at first. So, I don't know.
All right.
See if you can name them. I don't know how to do this, but we'll just, I guess, give me a number. So, total number of Oscar winners / nominees. And then
winners / noms. Okay. Ooh, I wanted to look at the cast list because there's so many people in this, but I don't know if that's cheating, so I won't.
Yeah.
Just think in your head. I'll say whoever gets the closest number, I'll give the bonus point to, and then if you can name them, that's extra credit or something.
Okay.
And we sort of talked about it before.
4?
I think maybe in the first one, some of the members. 4 total.
I'm just guessing 4 total.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna price this right. You and say 6.
Ooh,
Colin, you nailed it exactly. It is 6.
Wow.
2 winners, 4 nominees. Do you want to name them, or should I just name them?
I'm gonna go. I'd like to go for all the marbles here. I'm gonna go Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Ian McKellen.
Nominee.
I'm gonna go Hugh Jackman. Nominee.
Yes, nominee.
Right.
I'm gonna go. Well, I know it's not Vinnie Jones. I know it's not Sean Ashmore. Anna Paquin. Anna Paquin winner.
Anna Paquin winner.
Girl. Yep.
Yes.
So what am I
That's
at there?
2
5.
winners. Anna Paquin and Halle Berry, 2 winners, and you have 2 of the nominees. There's 2 other nominees, and these are the smaller parts in this movie, which might be harder to get.
I wonder if Ken Leung has been up for like best short film or something.
Nope, not Ken Leung.
Who plays Angel?
For industry. Ben Foster.
Oh, Ben Foster has been nominated, right? For
No,
The
not Ben
Messenger?
Foster.
No.
Oh, dang it.
Man.
I think he's a good actor though.
Yeah.
Three-time Yuma.
Give me
Exactly.
the last ones, Jacob.
So you're missing the obvious Elliot Page, Juno
Oh,
of course.
shit. Yeah.
nominee, and then
Mhm.
the other one. This is the one I didn't think you would get. Again, the great Iranian actress Shora Agdashlu, who was nominated for
Agdashlu.
House of Sand and Fog in 2003.
Of course.
Nice.
There you go. Makes
Dang,
sense.
so Colin wins all the marbles for the original X trilogy.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Again,
The
we have to say
school
Patrick
belongs to
Stewart,
you.
never been
Yeah.
nominated for an Oscar. Still blows my mind, but he's
Well,
more known
what would
for
it be for?
TV roles, I guess.
Yeah, what would it
I
be?
guess
The Star Trek
A
movies,
Christmas
Jacob,
Carol.
what would it be for? I mean, it would be Logan. I mean, Logan was his shot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. But he's got to be one of the best actors ever that's never been nominated for an Oscar, just in terms
Yeah.
And
of
John
his
Goodman.
career. Yeah, John Goodman as well.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, crazy. But what are you going to do?
Right. Well, congratulations, Colin.
So that's our quiz.
You're the expert.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're the
Thank you.
expert. We'll see if
I'm
you can keep it
changing.
up with the new cast in our. So next month we'll be, of course, talking about chronologically the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie.
How did you know that, Mike?
Ooh.
Did you know we'd be jumping to standalones before we'd be going to the new class?
I had not anticipated that, no. But I have seen this Origins.
Just if we're going chronologically, it did come out before First Class.
Release order,
It's just
correct.
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's true though. They made these and then they're like, well, let's just hire Hugh Jackman, don't pay anybody else.
You know what?
Yeah.
He's the
So due
star.
to
Why are we
the-
kidding ourselves?
Yeah.
Essentially, yes, and it would become the Wolverine show for like a decade.
3 movies.
But the reaction to this movie, it did well. So number one, I didn't mention this, but this was the most expensive movie ever made at the time. Had a
Wow.
$210 million budget.
Sure.
Which is crazy because in 2006 it was the most expensive movie ever made. Now it's been passed by like 60 movies. It's
Right.
really like 68 on the list now. And the current record holder for most expensive movie is, of course, Star Wars: The Force Awakens with a $536 million budget.
Sure.
So movies have just ballooned in cost. These kinds of big
Um,
blockbusters.
Yeah, Hollywood accounting.
But it did make money. But the critical reception was so bad to this movie and sort of the audience reception, fan reception, that they're like, you know what? We're kind of done with this cast. We finished our trilogy. Let's reboot the cast. Let's focus on Wolverine. Let's do these X-Men Origins. If you remember, they originally planned to do several X-Men Origins. They were going to do a Magneto movie. They were
Right,
going to do a Gambit movie. And then X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, and that was received so badly that they're like, okay, forget these
Get
Origins
ready.
movies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it.
we'll talk about it. So that'll be next month, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep.
And then we're moving to the new cast, baby. James
Nice.
McAvoy, Michael Fassbender,
That's,
Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, that was an incredible quiz. Do we want to jump to our final thoughts then?
I would love
Let's do
to.
it.
Let's phase right through this break to the other side. Final thoughts right after this.
We're back. We quizzed it up. That's my mutant power, of course, but we're wrapping up X-Men The Last Stand, giving our final thoughts. It's dog shit. We talked about it. Jacob just gave some box office history that literally talked about how it did fine, and then still they were like, but we all know this is dog shit. Turn it off. But I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
what do you do when a film's that acknowledged? I don't defend it. Like, there's nothing I can grab onto here. It's not like we got
I
it
don't think-
wrong.
No,
Yeah,
I
even
didn't-
to this day, I don't think anyone can defend it. Like, it hasn't been reclaimed at all as like misunderstood. Like, it's just bad. Yeah.
the best I could do this episode was just point out the handful of times where they do something that's somewhat interesting or the one line of dialogue that was clever. Like, there's not really anything in here to
Yeah.
sink your claws into.
Mike, you imagine that truly, like Jacob said in that quiz, that maybe Kevin Feige was like, what if you did this? And like something broke through and they're like, oh, I guess that kind of was a cool moment.
Hey, you know what?
Right.
Yeah, that was all his
Yeah, I would
notes.
say
Yeah.
there's a couple moments I like it's not a totally irredeemable movie. There is some good things in here. And again, I'm interested to see how it holds up against Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix and some of these other mainline movies that I
known bad
remember
ones.
hating. and we'll see which one's the worst one. But yeah, I still think it's pretty bad. I'll give you some numbers here. So it again was made for $210 million, most expensive movie ever made at the time. It did make money. It held at the time, it came out Memorial Day weekend, and it was the highest grossing Memorial Day weekend of all time before Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End broke that the next year. Sure. It was the highest grossing film in the franchise until Days of Future Past 8 years later.
Wow.
So it ended up making $460 million worldwide, the fourth highest in domestic and seventh highest worldwide for 2006.
This was. Can I also ask you for a timestamp in time, Jacob? Because was I known to think that Sony third entries were horrible? Was this post Spider-Man or pre Spider-Man 3? Like, was I literally,
because this was 2006, okay. So Spider-Man 3 was 2007.
Sony fucking that up, Fox fucking this up. Like, I feel okay. Yeah. So I feel like I just knew, like, well, you just can't land these things. You know,
there's always like the second one is the best, and then the third one ruins it.
Basically. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Raimi and then this one. Yeah. I guess that's fair.
Yeah. And you know, obviously the Iron Man would come out in 2008 and kind of change the whole game when it comes to superhero movies. So this is the last gasp of the 2000s here.
Kevin Feige's like,
I've 20th anniversary. I was going to say 20th anniversary of this movie. It's 2026. Came out in 2006. So this movie is 20 years old.
You know, I went to, this is related, I swear. I went to Warped Tour over the weekend. That's why my voice is a little off today for the listeners at home. But I happened to be walking by Bowling for Soup at the time they played 1985. And I'm like, that movie when it came out, or that song when it came out, like we are now closer to 1985, like 20 years. The same thing as this movie being 20 years old. And it's like, where does the time go?
That's
this is a
scary
20-year-old movie. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. Like, this movie's 20 years old, yet I watch it. It doesn't feel dated at all in terms of like what people are wearing and stuff. Like, it's interesting because the 80s and 90s have such like defined identity, like aesthetics to me, whereas the 2000s, yes, there's some things that are different, but you could still wear like the clothes that they wear in this movie today, and you wouldn't be seen as like out of place or anything. So it just
everything's just baggy.
Everything's just like stayed the same for like 30 years.
You got layers, you know, wear long sleeve shirt under a short sleeve shirt, maybe, you know?
Yeah. We went from baggy in the 2000s to skinny jeans in the 2010s, back to baggy now.
Now we're back to baggy.
Trendy. Yeah.
I'll never leave.
But yeah.
I am where I am. My skinny jeans out of my cold, dead hands.
Yeah. Fucking bury me in these jeans, baby.
But just, thinking that in relation to when 1985 that song was released, like that's the amount of time that has passed for us in this movie, like 20 some years. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that's crazy because in the 2000s, the 80s seemed like forever ago. Like that was before I was born. But now it's like, 2006, I was a teenager.
This feels like yesterday.
I'm old now?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Correct.
How dare you?
That's my mutant power. I age normally. Yeah.
So that's kind of our final thoughts on that. Jacob, what is coming up next?
So next week, hey, we're staying Marvel, baby. We're staying Jean Grey, baby.
Hell yeah.
Whisper.
Rumor. But yeah, we're going back to the theater. We're talking Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
Nice.
We talked the Odyssey last week. So we're seeing another Zendaya, Tom Holland, and John Bernthal movie.
Yep.
Then at the week after that, we're going to be talking Hot D, Season 3, House of the Dragon. We're going to be talking the week after that. We're going to be going back to X-Men in X-Men 97, Season 2.
Wow.
And then we have a whatcha.
So much.
Some awesome stuff coming up.
Yeah, so much mutant mayhem almost. Looking forward to all that.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been in the X-Men zone.
Been in the X zone. Same thing with Marvel Rivals too. So yeah.
Don't call us the Ninja Turtles, but we're having some mutant mayhem.
That's right.
That's right. And just to give my final thoughts on this movie, I really hated it. I hate what they did to Magneto. I hate what they did to Cyclops. I hate what they did to Rogue, Mystique, Jean Grey, Professor Charles Xavier. Basically, again, any character not named Wolverine, they drop the ball with in this movie, and it's bad, and it should feel bad. So
Knock,
Yeah.
knock, knock. I heard this was a safe podcast for X-Men films.
it was.
Mhm. It was.
son.
Not
And
anymore.
it still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's right. So stay tuned, normies, for next week for Spider-Man, brand new day. Looking forward to that one.
Let me tell
Are
you
you looking
something
forward,
about
guys?
Spider-Man.
Let me tell you something. I'm the
Um,
Punisher. Colin, you
Mike
said you were back
famously-
in on it. Yeah.
Well, Mike was famously pulling me towards the dark side.
I'm pulling
where I
you.
agreed with you that all the trailer marketing has sucked, but recently I was on an airplane and I lost my mind at high altitude where you judge things much easier and watched like basically all of the films where he makes an appearance. And I'm
Oh,
back in
gosh.
love with my sweet little boy. He's just a little child. He's just a little kid.
Look,
30-year-old
you know,
child.
Tom Holland, he gets a lot of, bad rap for being a bad actor or whatever. I still think he's an adorable little guy. He's a charming young man. We love him, and hey, good on him. So I'm kind of excited just to have a new Spider-Man movie. I mean, first one since No Way Home, which is several years ago now at this point.
Yep.
And it's crazy that Tom Holland is getting a fourth Spider-Man movie. That's more than Tobey Maguire.
That's
more
never
than Andrew
happened.
Garfield, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And potential X-Men tie-in,
definitive.
allegedly.
Wow.
That's right. So stay tuned, normies. That'll be next week.
Yes, indeed. Thwip, thwip, thwip. Even I have a friend who doesn't go to superhero stuff, but they like Spider-Man enough. And they haven't even seen, like, No Way Home. They're like, I like Spider-Man. I'm going to go watch that. Just like, it's that kind of movie where people maybe are going to show up. I still say it's going to be bad, but maybe we'll make money. I think with the Odyssey and Spider-Man, that's
hoping-
what Hollywood is hoping. They're trying to find out, are movies back, baby? And it's kind of now dependent upon
Right.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain movies are back. And I'm hoping if it does get back to basics Spider-Man formula, that it might be good. And it's a different director, Destin Daniel Cretton, not John Watts, director of
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. And so I think, it has a chance to be the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. That's my hope.
Yep.
So we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Well, thanks,
But
friendly
that was
neighbors.
X-Men: The Last Stand.
Thank you, my mutant
Yes.
homies. Yep. We've made our last stand. Proud of us.
That's right.
We always wanted a podcast.
Snicked.
And that's it. Fuck this movie. Yeah.
X-Men. All right. Well, we've been your hosts. This is Colin Klops. Zap, zap.
Mike Vereen, bub.
This is Jake Gray, but you can call me the Dark Jake Nix.
The dark Jake Nix. All right, normies.
I'm going crazy.
Be sure when you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast, you're doing it for you and not because of some boy. Catch you next time. Next.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.